smiling and happy. Dylan Klein ready to get things going for USC. One of the top servers in the country this year, and very likely one of the top players, period, also. Here we go. Let's have some fun at the Galen Center. And to start off, Klein puts it into the back of the net on a service error. Not the way you would want to start.
Something you saw a lot of on Wednesday, multiple service errors between either squad. Klein gets started behind the line, thinking you can get him some more serves, and he makes an error on his first attempt.
So here's Goss. He'll be the first one to serve for UCI. Gets it over, and we can play volleyball. Blanchette sets in a kill to start. There you go, Tyler Robinson. First start of the season, excuse me, and, well, he gets the point.
And there goes that young man, the sophomore out of Manhattan Beach. First start of the season, you mentioned it, played 3 sets on Wednesday, 6 kills. He adds another one against UCI right there.
Gives it across, and UCI will get their first chance. And what a kill there. Jokanovic, cheeky play with the left hand.
That's nifty right there. One-hand push over the net. He saw the block being pressed by Tompkinsons and Roberts, and he just kind of finesses it over the tape.
A double-double against USC. 16 kills along with 12 digs. Costi to bring it across. It's the top of the net. Blanchette close to Tompkinson and gets it rejected. Lucas Wynn climbs the ladder and says no.
Wynn with his first career solo block last time these two teams played, and it looks like that energy is transferring to tonight at the Galen Center.
This is a UCI team that you look, compared to USC, is severely undersized, you would think. Blanchette, back set, too far. Not something you typically see from Blanchette, one of the guys who led the MPSF in assists last year, 4th in the NCAA, and it's rare to see a misstep from him.
Top 5 matchup, maybe some nerves, some jitters early. That one went up and hit the antenna right there. So still trying to feel out either squad after already playing. You got some different approaches.
3-0 service run right now for Costi. Blanchette gets a second try. Here's Klein from the back row. Athleticism is shown on all forces.
130th kill of the season. He's got double-digit kills in every match. I mean, Andrew, we talked about it. There's only so much you can say about this guy at a certain point, and he does it again right there.
Every team knows you got to watch out for him. The problem is, what can you really do to stop him? Long run, Costi sets close. There's Darcy with his first swing of the day. USC just has to get it across. Costi flips his hits, gets around it. Darcy slams it down. It was a long run for Penn to go get it, but Foley ended up crashing into him as well. You wonder, well, Penn in his first start, so a little bit different. Dykstra's in now. Blanchette, long set, Klein. Aitken pushes it across. Blanchette, one more time. Foley off the top of the hands. Great pancake get from Aitken. And then a great set from Blanchette, cross court to Foley.
That's just staying in your position right there through an intense rally, back and forth. Beautiful dig on the front side by Aitken. He was able to get that pancake dig, as you mentioned, Andrew, but then the reversal on the backside. They like to go to Foley on that left side, on the outside.
Yeah, great outside hitter. Aitken digs it out. Here's Darcy, and he gets another quick. Great cut swing to the far side.
Cross-court smash by Darcy. That's one of the guys we mentioned, Andrew.
It's one of the guys that you got to watch out for. If he gets hot, he can go for a big number. Wynn ready to serve. Good one across. Blanchette set for Roberts. Long run. Jokanovic gets to it. Free ball across for USC. Blanchette. Here's Foley, brings down the hammer.
Foley was dealing with that hand injury the last time USC was at the Galen Center, had to leave the game early. Played all 5 sets on Wednesday, 14 kills with a 41.7% swing rate.
Tompkinson brings it across. He'll be in the back row. But how about that? Robinson, the solo block. USC within one. Starts overcoming that 3-0 service run from UCI. And you know it's going to be back and forth the entire time. No team's really going to pull away, you would think, from this one. Kiriakou, and the point to USC.
The tell early for the Anteaters will be how they reverse the volleyball. Right now, it's pretty predictable in the middle, and with a blocking team with the ability like the Trojans, it's too easy for them to get to the net. You got to have a lot of reversals, a lot of lead blocks from the back.
Darcy goes for a long swing, can't find the back line. And you're completely right. The middle is not necessarily where you want to be if you're UCI. You've got to worry about Tompkinson, who's a 7-footer. Wesley Smith, who we wonder, is he going to come in today? Maybe, maybe not. Fighting a little bit of the flu. He's at 6'11", could easily be put at 7 foot as well. Here's Darcy with another swing, finds hands and gets it. Back tied up at 7.
Darcy, the kill, point. Irvine. Darcy back to serve. 7-8.
So all knotted up at 7. Darcy with the service, a hammer to the back line, and he got it. An ace for William Darcy.
Darcy will serve at 8-7.
I talked with Coach Niffin before the match. He said, serving and passing right now is the meat and potatoes of this team. Exact words. Blanchette, here's Klein with the swing, and he responds. It's completely right, though. This UCI team is a little bit smaller based on speed, and that's what you kind of got to do. You've got to put the pass in the right spot to get around a lot of the blocks.
Here you go right here. Klein kind of comes up a little easy on it, and then Aitken in that position, he kind of expected the full force from Klein, laid back a little on it, and it caught him off guard.
Foley long run, dives and gets it. Penn puts it across. Free ball for UCI. Here they come. From the back row, Jokanovic can't get it. They're going to go to Darcy, who popcorns it across. What a play by Penn. Here's Roberts. Kept alive. Marathon point number 1 of today. Roberts keeps it alive. Joust at the net. Blanchette to the back row for Foley. Gets it rejected. And Goss gets the point. A marathon point that goes UCI's direction.
And you see Goss and the Anteaters getting to the net early. Like you mentioned, Andrew, their size is not to their advantage, but they're really flushing that center of the net. It worked out there in the long rally.
So Anteaters by 1 early in set number 1. Kiriakou to bring it across, sends Dykstra flying. Huge swing from Klein, misses outside right.
He tried to hammer that one, and he just cut it a bit too much. Down the line, just out of bounds. 10-8, UCI with an early advantage.
They went on that 3-0 service run earlier. Would love to go on another one if they can. Klein, long set to the far side. But either way, a point for UCI.
Yet for USC. I'm told he's coming back from a sickness. He is available, but the Trojans going to be diligent with how much time they have him out there. So missed the last game. He's available tonight. Going to be careful with how much they play him. Sending it over to you.
Referring to Wesley Smith, one of the middles for the Trojan. The other one, big number 8. Can't miss him standing at 7 foot tall. Not in right now, but Parker Tompkinson. So Robinson breaks the mini run with USC down by 2. Klein does get it across. And a huge swing. Jokanovic. He gets on the board and keeps the meter running. His 3rd kill of the night.
Leads the team in kills right there. That was his 160. of the season. And that was the reversal we're talking about with a new lineup, no Tompkinson in, able to find an angle around the net and sneak in a kill.
It's a different look all over the place for USC. To say that they've been hit by the flu is an underestimate. Jokanovic goes for a throw and puts it at us. It's wide. And it'll be a point for the Trojans. Thought he was going for the joust, and nobody really on USC played the game, so they just kept their hands away. Robinson with the service. Klein playing the role of setter. Here's Roberts, gets it rejected. Jokanovic this time gets in the joust. Blanchette back set. Here it is for Roberts and gets it stopped. Jokanovic steps up and says no.
Jokanovic again on that outside. He's been super active. He tried the joust the last time, and then he got it again this time. This one, a block on the outside by Roberts. He just sneaks his left hand over for the solo block, and the point, 13-10, set one, but not uncharted territories for USC, Andrew.
No, definitely not. They lost the first 3 sets when these two teams played on Wednesday. They lost 2 sets, excuse me, as Klein steps up and puts one down. We were saying USC came all the way back with the reverse sweep. And UCI looked real good early, but Trojans ended up taking it. That 5th set was a doozy for sure.
Absolutely right. Close first couple of 2, and then Trojans pulled away in the 3rd and 4th. The 5th one, a battle, as that one sent over by Roberts.
Doesn't find the back line. 2nd service error of the night for USC. First one since Klein on point number 1 of the night. UCI still yet to have a service error so far today. Here's Jokanovic though. Klein sends it to the ceiling. Blanchette for Roberts off the top of hands. Jokanovic back row. USC just gives it right back. Aitken for Darcy. Great job, Blanchette, to keep it going. Fully off the top of hands. Costi and Kiriakou slaps it off of the hands in front. UCI up by 4. They're starting to sneak a little bit further away from USC. It's going to be a very similar lineup of Anteaters almost all of today. Not necessarily the depth you would love, but they're also had some injury issues. And not a perfect set again, goes across, and the Anteaters keep it moving. Coach Nygaard thinks he's seen enough and calls another timeout for USC. We're going to stay here on Big Ten all the way back for the reverse sweep, but USC shut the door. They're still perfect on the season, 8-0. UCI only 1 loss, goes to the Trojans on Wednesday. Dykstra, a great job to dig it out. Klein from the back row, way too strong.
And you mentioned those service errors, Andrew. Last game, 28 of them for UCI, and this game so far, nothing.
And it's impressive so far. You got to keep it going for the entire match, but that's why they're leading by 6 right now on a 4-0 service run with Jokanovic. Sprague comes in for the first time today, as does Knoll. Another hammer from Jokanovic. Did he find the back line? No, just off. But all of the Anteaters look back and are thinking about it. Coach Niffen looks and says, do you want it? He says yes, and they'll challenge. So the first challenge today here in the Galen Center is on a possible ace, which would move the service run up to 5 if it's reversed.
You get 3 of them throughout the game. Might as well use them with your timeouts here. That one looked really close on the back line from the serve. We'll try and take a look at this, see if we can get a good angle. 17-12. If that stands, that would be 18-11. Pretty big swing point right there if it's reversed.
You're completely right. It would be. And it's not easy to go on a run against a good team. And looks like it's a pretty quick answer on exactly what happened. We'll see in just a moment. but you go down a boatload if you're a USC, and looks like the scoreboard's being changed quick. So they're saying it's in, and they'll give the ace to Okanovich. 18-11, UCI up by 7, a huge reversal.
You got to remember also, Andrew, these two teams still trying to feel each other out after the bout on Wednesday. Seems like the Anteaters have a different approach of pushing the net, as that one also lands in.
2 in a row. And you talk about the service being the bread and butter for this Anteaters team. They continue to keep it going. Now up to a 6-0 service run in the hands of Andre Okanovich. Here he goes yet again. This time USC finally digs it out. Long run Foley puts it toward the net on a joust, and it's slammed down. Darcy climbs the ladder and puts it down. So now USC is going to have to go on a huge run to get back into this.
All the momentum in the Anteater side. You see it on the Trojans bench. They're trying to get their guys fired up on the court.
That time, Okanovich slips, it looks like, and finally USC will get a point. So Brad Pan's going to walk uphill toward the net, knows that the snowball's been rolling quite a bit so far. 6-1 scoring run for UCI.
And you can see Coach Nygaard trying to switch things up. He's got Sprague and Connell in there, two guys you don't see often.
And just like that, Foley responds. He gets an ace of his own. Coach Nygaard said that the last match against UCI was by far his best serving performance he's ever seen. From Foley, at least. So he's ready to go again. Another good one. Aiken goes and finds it. A set close for a win. And a group block for USC. A mixture of Canola as well as Klein and Tompkinson. You're not going to get past those three in the middle.
No, you're not. That's exactly the identity of this Trojan squad so far. Getting to the block, getting up tall, and Tompkinson doing his thing.
Another good one from Foley. Back set, here's Darcy. Popcorns it across. There goes Penn yet again. Sprague is set for Klein off the top of hands, and the run starts going for USC. And Coach Niffen calls a timeout. A 4-0 scoring run brings USC within 5. 20-15 in set number 1. If it was ever a doubt, it's a doozy in the Galen Center between number 4
and come back as Foley will continue his serving streak.
Here he goes, another real good one. Kiriakou tries to kill the run. Sprague spins, hits Connell, and there's Connell. What a set from Sprague. USC continues the run. 5-0 service run for Sterling Foley.
That's beautiful volleyball right there. The reversal from Sprague. He flips it to Connell, who slams it with an empty net.
Costi hits for Okanovich in the back row. Sails it long, but all of UCI is saying that they found fingertips, and so yet again, Coach Niffen will stand up and challenge. And a lot of these challenges are just coaches who just trust their players. They look at them, the players look back, and they say, gotta go for it. So we'll see if it was a touch at the net. It's really hard to see on whether or not it was deflected. It looks like we will have another look at this, though.
Let's take a check right here. You're looking for fingertip contact. It does look like barely. Tompkinson or Klein might have got their fingers on that one. If it is so, that would be a point rewarded for the Anteaters. Reminder, 3 challenges per game per either squad. Anteaters already used 1. They got that correct, so they keep it in their pocket. Now they've got 3 again, so might as well. Niffen on a big swing point again, as we'll take another look. 20-17. Here you go on this back angle. It's really hard to tell, Andrew. Tompkinson would be the one whose hands it touched. The 7-footer with a tall wingspan. Wouldn't be a shocker if it skimmed his fingertips.
And you look at it, knuckles a little bit. It's hard to exactly tell. I'm trying to peer to my right and see a look. And a lot of these are just so impossible where it's A lot of the time, the challenges just end up being whatever the original call was because they can't find evidence to overturn it.
You're exactly right. Again, back to that first challenge, that was a massive swing point that went in the favor of the Anteaters. So now again, this would be 20-17 if it stands, 21-16 if not. Let's check one more time. Look at Tompkinson, number 8 in the middle right here. If it gets his fingertips, it looks like it might have just barely clipped that ring finger. Definitely didn't hit on Klein's. But it's so interesting. The ball's trajectory really didn't change that much out of the air, which makes me think if it did glimpse his finger, he didn't get a great piece out of it.
Yeah, you are right. And USC, not really any stranger to other teams challenging either. When they played Ohio State, Kevin Birch, the head coach, walked in and went 5-1 on challenges in the Galen Center.
Well, even Coach Nygaard talked about it pregame. He's like, I got 3 challenges. I'm not going to sit and go out of the Galen Center with all 3 of them in my pocket. Might as well burn them. You do waste a timeout in that situation, but
it's all just trusting your team, and they know how huge this point really is. With USC on the scoring run that they are, if it stays the way it is, they're on a 6-0 scoring run. It's within 3. They're right back in it. And if not, UCI just gets closer to the magical number. Did take set number 1 against USC on Wednesday in the 5-set barn burner. Looks like we're going to have the answer here in a second. An official ruling, and it'll stay with USC. So Trojans continue the run. Sterling Foley yet again will head back to serve. 20-17 in set number 1. UCI leads by 3 over the Trojans. See Foley right there, 2 kills already today, and a service ace next to his name as well. There he goes, service number 7 on this run, and it's another good one, another ace.
I was going to say, Andrew, that it would be difficult after waiting all that time to stand back behind the line and serve it again. No problem for Foley. He finds himself the 2nd ace of the night.
Sterling captaining a 7-0 run. Another great serve, joust at the net, popped up by Wynn. Here's Darcy going to have to go over with it and still gets it through the hands. So UCI finally crashes through the scoring run. Still within 3 though. UNC still well in this first set.
Here you go right here. They go for the joust at the net and then just 3 guys all going for the same spot. It knocks off the hands of Connell. That's where you kind of miss having Wesley Smith in the middle right there.
100%. Sprague back set. Here's Connell down the line and did not get it. So Anteaters now within 3 of the magic number for set number 1. USC trails by 4. They know what it's like to fall in the first set though. Toomas with the service. Here's Klein. Taps it off of the hands of Darcy, and it smacks into the antenna. So now USC's got to go on a run. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, it felt like you just had that momentum. Everything was starting to turn into your favor with Foley serving. We'll see if they can get it going back with Tompkinson now.
Parker Tompkinson in the middle, not necessarily who you would love to be back for serving, trying to get on a run, and he sends one too long. Service error number 3 on the night for USC. The 4th between these two teams. They've definitely cleaned up the service errors issue. Darcy a hammer. Sprague long set. Here's Klein and puts it into the basement. Too easy for him.
Klein just takes that big swing. When you get him on the left side like that, he just winds up and smashes that. 3-point deficit for the Trojans.
They bring Roberts, and they bring in Blanchette. Out comes Sprague, out comes Connell, but they were a huge part of that run for USC. Only down by 3. Blanchette, knuckleball across. Goss taps it over. Foley has to set. Klein, long dive, Jokanovic. There's the swing from Kiriakou, and it goes off Penn's hands. Set point now for the Anteaters. So Kiriakou, the man to try to give set number 1 to UCI. Blanchette, back set for Klein, and the block in front. Goss as well as Jokanovic gives set number 1 to the Anteaters.
First.
It's the flu that has run through all of USC sports, really, not just men's volleyball. Let's start the second set. And it starts with a service error just as we started the first. So USC will get the first point of set number 2. Blanchette ready to get things going. Another knuckleball across. Kiriakou goes to get it. That's Jokanovic. He's rejected. Blanchette sets for Klein off the top of the hands. Great job, Kiriakou, to keep it going. Costi back set Jokanovic. Robinson taps it across at Penn, and he can't get to it. Jokanovic again continues going. 4 kills.
Jokanovic has been playing with extreme confidence. 4 kills on 11 attempts. He's only swinging at an 18.2% clip. He kind of got off on his timing right there, but then he jumps up right in time, and it kind of catches Penn off guard on the backside right there. Able to unload on one and blow it past.
Goss with the service. A whole long run for Blanchette. Gives it to Dykstra at the back line. Good chance here for UCI, and Jokanovic makes no mistake. He gets hyped up.
Jokanovic again. Same story, different setup. That one a little more in rhythm.
Here, UCI, you feed the hot hand. Goss once again into the Big West all-freshman team last year. Dykstra digs it out. There's a set. Roberts gets it slammed right back. Goes off of the foot, it looked like, of Robinson, but out. A crazy redirection, but the point to the Anteaters either way.
You're going to see right here the redirection. Look at the block right there. It comes back off of Blanchette right there and out. Anteaters able to snag a point.
It's hard to tell exactly who it redirected off of. Blanchette close set. That time Robinson does get it though.
So Robinson comes through on the kill there. Something I've been impressed with that clearly Coach Kniffen has preached throughout the practice in between the off day was crashing the net. Anteaters have seemed like they've had a hand on every kill attempt possible so far for USC in this set.
Klein with a missile and sends it into UCI's bench. A little bit too much power. The problem with him serving-wise would be those service errors just solely due to the fact he hits it so hard. Sometimes it's hard to control. 4th service error of the night for USC. Costi to bring it across. Dykstra and Klein collide. Foley way back there at the tee, doesn't get it. UCI up 3. It was very similar at this point in time in the first set where the Anteaters started to slowly roll ahead.
And there it is again, another block. 5 blocks for the Anteaters compared to the 2 for the Trojans. If I told you pregame what those stats were, you would think that the Trojans were out ahead, but in fact, no, the Anteaters crashing the net.
And speaking of the net, Costi puts it into the back of it. That's a service error, the 3rd of the night for UCI. So the number not too high just yet, but starting to creep up a little bit. Mentioned service errors being an issue on Wednesday when these two teams faced each other. Robinson a floater across. Back set, here's Jokanovic. Yes, he's going to be able to handle Blanchette. Sets for Foley. Darcy has it rejected. There's the 7-footer in Tompkinson.
There it is right there. You cycle him right back into the game immediately. The tallest player in USC men's volleyball history makes an impact, meets Darcy at the net and just uses his length, gets up and high points that, a clear solo block.
How about Roberts, though, protecting the antenna, forcing him to the middle. Darcy, good job, Roberts, to keep it going. Free ball across. Costi the set to the backside, off the foot a few times, kept alive. USC backs at Roberts, and they get the kill. One of the more creative points you'll ever see, and a momentum changer for the Trojans.
Oh my word, Andrew. I have never seen a point scored like that. That ball was kicked, it was punched, it was batted all over the place, and when it got to Roberts on the backside, he capitalized.
All of UCI just out of system, weren't ready for it. Set to the net, it's a joust, and won by Roberts. So now suddenly the snowball goes USC's direction, a 3-0 scoring run, make it 4-0. Robinson continues to move. Another floater across. Klein to set for Tompkinson, and he just jumps up and dunks it down. Too easy for the 7-footer. And Coach Niffen needs to call a timeout. A 5-0 scoring run for USC. Anteaters leading over USC. Robinson continuing his service run. Here's Darcy, and he ends it. Good timeout from Coach Niffen, just changes the momentum.
And that was a set play drawn up right out of the timeout. Really good call by Coach Niffen. You reverse it to the backside there. And from the back line, Darcy able to capitalize on it.
And he realized immediately that Robinson had served to the exact same spot every single time. Quick set Tompkinson denied at the net by Wynn. Long set from Blanchette. Foley gets it put back in his face by Wynn a second time.
Wynn over the past 2 games has turned into a block machine. First career solo block on Wednesday. Right here tonight, he has already got 2 of them. Look at this. Protecting the net, getting up and blocking Foley.
Dykstra, a great dig out. Roberts, a longer swing. Aitken puts it up for Darcy, and he did not find hands in front. All of USC said no. So Roberts back to serve. Trojans lead by 1. They're down 1 set to none, though, in set number 2. They're able to reverse sweep UCI on Wednesday, trying to stay perfect here. 8-0 record so far this season. Here's Darcy, long swing off the forearm of Klein. Goes flying, and Penn nor Blanchette will be able to climb the rows.
Darcy's 7th kill of the match. They've been feeding him on the outside, and Klein might want that one back. It was coming in hard, a lot of topspin on that, so kind of just threw out his first reaction.
Win back to serve, all knotted up at 8. Blanchette, here's Foley. Dykstra, a good job to keep it alive. Roberts, off the hands of Costi, and into the bananas. Point for USC.
There's some action going on behind us. It's not evident on the broadcast here, but a lot of energy building at the Galen Center right now as that one just flipped out of bounds by Costi.
Foley, another great serve. Close set, Goss, and he does get it. We'll send things over to Aiden Pham.
Yeah, Cameron Costi's had an efficient night for UCI, and remember, one of the needs for this Anteater team was filling the shoes at setter. They went with the 4-setter rotation to retool at the beginning of the year, but Costi's really separated himself from the group, and he's having a good game. Sending it over to you, Andrew.
Thank you, Aiden, as a long serve from Darcy, and it'll be a point for USC. Service errors continue to climb slowly. Anteaters up at 4 now. Tight set number 2, 10-9, Trojans lead by 1. Costi, close set, and a good finish by Goss. CI's not going to get too far away from USC. They're able to put themselves up due to a 7-0 scoring run. Or excuse me, a 6-0 scoring run. And then USC responded of a 7-0 scoring run shortly after. There's Kiriakou to put it across. Klein double jumps, finds hands in the kill.
Klein just climbs the ladder and puts that one away. Nearing double-digit kills again. That's his 8th on the night. Double-digit kills in every match this season.
It's almost a certainty every single time. Aitken back set. Kanovich just places it off of hands. And we are going back to Klein. It's almost a certainty in every single match. You know he's going to get 10, and there's not much you can really do about it. It's how much can you stop him and try to put it on the shoulders of other people if you are UCI and other opponents?
Yeah, and the duality of the Trojans, being able to reverse things, right? You go to Klein a couple of times, and then you reverse it to the outside, to Roberts, and then when you do occasionally go to the middle, just like that, for Robinson, able to get in the middle, then you have such a high percentage. You spread things out, and then you come to the middle. You see right here, they haven't gone to the middle in quite some time. Robinson just sneaks one by them, blows it past the block, and into the hardwood floor.
Robinson been real impressive here early, that's for sure. And there's Roberts on the far antenna. Gives it right back to Jokanovic.
Largest lead of any set for the Trojans. Roberts protecting that antenna. You mentioned it, Andrew, on that right side, just getting out, making sure there's no space possible on the right side to sneak it by him. And he swats it with that right hand.
If you're USC, blocking-wise, that's all you're trying to do. Just beat the Anteaters to the antenna and force them to the middle, force them to the middles, who are oh so good for USC. They know that's where the mismatch would be. And a service there. Another one on Klein.
Klein's got 2 of them. That one just touched the tape. He's got so much action and top spin on the serve that sometimes it gets away from him. He kind of overspun that one.
You got to remember, well, you want to try to get those aces. At some point, just got to play volleyball. Foley rises and slams. He continues to stay strong here. Early has had multiple impressive service runs and gets his 3rd kill of the night.
And that's the confusion we talked about right there. Last set, you went to Robinson. This time you go to the outside to Roberts, and Foley capitalizes.
Robinson puts it right across the antenna, and a good job, Darcy, just tap it across. Both these teams back and forth right now. Kanovich, a great serve. Here's Roberts off of the top of the hands of Kiriakou, kept alive and put right toward win. Obviously has the size on their side. Tompkinson, the man who roams in front. On the other side, though, UCI, a very fast team, will move quick. Blanchette backs at Roberts and gets it down. That's what happens if USC can stay in system, though. It gets a little bit easy for them.
That was set up by the dig by Klein. He gets down in there. Blanchette lobs it up. Roberts, in slow motion, threads the needle.
Roberts, another serve off the top of the tape. Costi back set. Darcy finds the far side.
Really nifty from Darcy right there. He kind of cut the spin on the side there. 9th kill for him.
19 swings as well. Had 42 swings when we went to 5 on Wednesday. Blanchette close set. Tompkinson, great job from Wynn to keep it alive. And a huge swing in front. Kiriakou gets the kill.
Back and forth, momentum back in the hands of the Anteaters now. Kiriakou goes up and sneaks it past Tompkinson right there. Put all his oomph in there.
So UCI up by 1 now. Blanchette all the way across to Foley off the hands of Darcy, and it'll go to USC. Great job from Blanchette to send one all the way across the court.
And that's something they haven't done a lot of this set so far. Been feet in the middle and the outside, haven't reversed it. Just did right there, and it worked out. Snuck it by Darcy, who was in the right position. Just met the joust with an out of bounds.
And if you're UCI, you might have just dodged a bullet. Foley with the service error. So you don't have to worry about him going on a run, which is definitely something you've had to worry about, especially last match. Coach Nygaard said it was the best he's seen Sterling serve. Maybe today is better, though. Klein rises off the top of the hands of Costi. Klein's up to 8. So Tompkinson back to serve. 7-foot middle. Costi sets for Kiriakou. Kept alive off of the foot. Free ball across. Costi one more time, does it himself. Dunks it down. Klein was saying maybe held it too long, but either way, a point for UCI.
Could have been a double hit on the Trojan side as well. And Costi does that sometimes for a setter. He's got 33 kills on the season, so he does like to get into that setter position, skip the third hit, and push it across the net.
Falls just at the feet of Foley. Can see he's mad at himself. So UCI is creeped up by 2 now. A reminder for everyone at home, last year when these two teams played, they also had a home and home. The first one, UCI won in 5. Then the two teams played on Valentine's Day. UCI swept USC. I was also here at the Galen Center. See what happens this year. Blanchette for Klein off of hands. USC's not going to go too far away from the Anteaters here, though, in set number 2.
Slowly creeping up the hit percentage for USC as well. For some time there, it was in the negatives for some of their bigger guys up front. Robinson with perfect hitting right now, 40% for team.
Aitken back set. Here's Jokanovic. Tries to slice it and does.
It just glances the fingertips of the Trojans up front.
So 2018, UCI up by 2 here in set 2. Goss back to serve. Whenever he's back there, he gets the team hyped up. Oh, he's a great finishing at the service line. Here's Foley from the back row. Impressive stuff from Sterling.
Sterling really playing with some confidence. Back row attack right there. And he's got 5 kills on the night and 12 attempts right there.
Both these teams spread out the kills quite a bit, other than their top guy. Costi up front finds Jokanovic. And talking about the guys up front, Jokanovic 8 kills now.
He had a double-double on Wednesday as well, 16 kills, and he also had a career-high 12 digs. So clearly these big moments, been playing with some confidence all the way from France.
Between all of UCI, it was Darcy and Jokanovic taking well over half the swings. Blanchette for Klein, and can't get it across. Puts it in the middle of the net, and here's a little run for UCI. They go up by 3. Coach Nygaard seeing how many times or who you got out right now. Costi back to serve. The setter has 19 assists so far. Already rolling a good night for him. Blanchette. Speaking of good nights, Tyler Robinson continues his roll. 5 for 5.
Robinson remains perfect, and that's exactly what the timeout's for right there. Klein set on the front end. Nice in-rhythm set from Blanchette. And Robinson finds himself in the middle there with an open angle.
Costi. Here comes Darcy off of the top of the hands in front from USC. And UCI continues to creep closer. Keeps their 3-point lead as well.
And now you got yourself in a situation with Jokanovic serving again 2 aces on the day.
He's been real good. Good top spin across. Blanchette, long set. Foley's going to have to take it from the tee, but gets it to go either way.
And that's nifty. Not the set you really wanted or the look from Foley on the outside there, but he just sneaks it cross court, and he kind of confused Aitken on that one. I don't think Aitken expected him to go the long way from that angle that he was standing at.
Back foot leaning back as well. Impressive. Here's Noah Roberts. Aitken puts it close. Costi back set. Darcy paints the back line. Also a deflection. So set point once again for the Anteaters, looking to take a 2-set lead.
To reverse sweep 2 times in a row is a pretty hard deficit right there. I think you gotta like your chances if you're the Anteaters, even though it's at home, even though it was done on Wednesday night. This would be massive.
Got to close it out. That's not the first way to start. It's Micah Toomis who doesn't get it across, and he's one and done and out. Lynn will come out as well. In is Micah Goss once again. Sterling Foley back to serve. If there's any person you want to start a run for USC, it's him. Great serve. Costi's got a long run. Penn keeps it alive. Klein puts it toward USC's bench. Foley all the way across. Darcy does not get it. Tried to pin it across the antenna, and a timeout for Coach Niffen.
And Foley's coming up holding his knee after diving for that one. Effort on the front end led to effort on the back end right there for the Trojans. Foley kind of had to send that overpass, and then Penn saw it going down the line, and it was clearly just a ball out. He let it go. We're 23-24 here at the Galen Center. And Andrew, listen, I know every set you want to win. I completely understand that. That's the obvious. But this one right here, this one feels like it has all the momentum in the world, especially if the Trojans can get a hold of it.
It's a really big one. It really is, because either you're tied up at 1 and you keep moving, or it's a repeat of what happened on Wednesday. And UCI, they've obviously had a conversation. Coach Niffen has likely sat them down and talked about it. Guys, we can't be getting reverse swept. That just can't happen. You've got to close it out. And then the question becomes, is UCI going to take those steps to not get reverse swept and maybe close it out? If you're USC, though, you tie it up at 1, this ball game's completely reset.
You're exactly right. I think that the energy, the intensity, the overall impact that every player has looked like they're just locked in on the court all day long for the Anteaters has definitely been there. Something to note as well, Andrew, the last time that USC was undefeated last season, their streak snapped by UCI. That was 9-0, so Trojans trying to defeat that narrative and get back to that 9-0 spot, 8-0 currently.
Trying to keep on moving. Still set point for UCI. 24-23 in set 2, and there it is. Foley with the service error, and it goes to UCI. 2 sets to none. USC is going to have to do it a second time.
It's again Coach Nygaard playing with the lineup. He's got Cooper Keenan there, who also didn't play last game due to illness.
Talked with Coach Nygaard talking about Cooper Keenan. It's the first person that he's ever recruited based on sound alone. We'll talk about that more in a second. Blanchette to get us going in set number 3. And getting us going in set number 3 is Costi as well.
There goes Costi again. He's really nifty at the setter position right there. Something you don't see a lot in modern volleyball, but just being able to progress it over the net and skip the slam, might as well just do it himself, says Costi.
Over in 2 to start. There you go. So UCI gets the first point in set number 3. There's Goss to bring it across in a service error. 6-1 on the night for UCI.
And if you're UCI, the last thing you can do in this situation is commit multiple service errors throughout this set. They've done a really good job today so far at keeping that limited. but that was one of the things you saw on Wednesday, especially in that third set. A ton of service errors stacking up, just like that one for Klein.
Klein, that's his 4th one now of the night, service error-wise. So that continues to climb. Team has 8. Costi will head back to serve. More than 40 assists in 4 of the past 6. Today, he's sitting at 21. Whole bunch of tops in. Sends Klein falling, but Robinson's there to clean it up either way.
Robinson remains perfect. That timing between him and Blanchette in the middle. Look at this. He just high points it right at the top. Side spins it, threads the needle right in between Kiriakou and Costi.
It's his 6th of the night. He's 6 for 6. Darcy sends it high and far. He's saying it might have hit hands. Coach Niffin's going to want to see if it did, and we'll have another challenge. Coach Niffin's 1-1, if I'm remembering correctly today. This is going to be his 3rd challenge.
This one not as much as a flip point compared to the past couple, but you might as well, again. Up 2 sets to nothing, want to get out to an early start to the set. This will be a review of whether or not it touched the fingers of a Trojan. Darcy rears back, and that one would be on Robinson if it did anything. Looks like nothing on the back end.
Again, so close, all of these. And even though it might not be in as crucial as the time as the last one in the 2nd set, we're talking with Coach Niffin. We'll get another look here in a second. And he was saying when you look at that last match on Wednesday, I'll continue my point in just 1 second. Liam, let me know if you do see any change in direction. Ooh, maybe there.
Could be Tompkinson in the middle. It's a similar play from last time, but it looks like that ball picks up some side spin after it hits something. Might be the fingers of Tompkinson. This is a review last time as well. He had so much length. We'll see what the call is right here.
And it will go to UCI. So they've won their 2nd challenge now and brought another point to their side. But anyway, Coach Niffin was talking about how you look at through the 5 sets, there was over 100 points scored on each side. It was close all the way to the very end. You think maybe just 1 or 2 go your way, 3 or 4, and it's a completely switched side. There's Keene, and he gets his first kill of the night. We're going to send things over to Aiden Pham.
Thanks, Andrew. Both sides trading punches all night long. Remember, USC's battle tested. Nygaard said the mindset of this team's always next ball. Forget the last play, focus on the next, and in games like this, being tough mentally is really important. Sending it over to you, Andrew.
Thank you, Aiden. Keene can't get it across, puts it into the net. Another service error on the Trojans. I was talking about Cooper Keene and Coach Nygaard, how he recruited him on sound alone. He was at a tournament walking by a court. He heard Keene hit a ball, and he turned around and he said, "Who is that?" He said it just sounded that different from everyone else, and that's why he's a Trojan. Here's Keene again, just as I was talking about it, from the back row, the freshman.
Right on cue, Mr. Geisler. A big swing there from Keene. Shows off why he has that position on the outside. You go to the back row, clear shot ahead, and just a little late with the hands from the Anteaters. Getting mixed up in the middle was win on the dig there.
All tied up at quads. And a big block from Tompkinson, still alive though. Up in front, Tompkinson, and that'll be a lift. Tompkinson went up against the 6'2" Kiriakou. A full 10 inches separating the two, and it didn't go Kiriakou's way.
And Kiriakou is 6'2" on that outside right there. It's something we mentioned, the height advantage for the Trojans. They haven't really been able to utilize it, as some errant mistakes similar to that one, but in that instance, point before, able to do it.
So Foley now, 3 service errors on the day, 2 service aces though. And there's Tompkinson. A little whoa from the crowd as well. 3rd kill of the night.
So that's the key right there for this 3rd set, especially for the Trojans, getting Tompkinson involved. There was a point in this game where he had a negative 20% hit percentage. Being able to get him involved in the middle, and then you can work to the outside to climb.
Here goes Foley into his bench, sends it toward Klein. He's going to get a decent swing at it. Kiriakou far side, that's the setter. Costi who's ends up sending it. Blanchette a long go. Keene from way away and can't get it across. Keene went from well past halfway on his side and let it fly toward the back line. I couldn't get it there. So we're up now at 6 in set 3. It's going to stay close. And Kiriakou makes the mistake, another service error. 7th of the day for UCI. USC, though, has 3 more than that. So these two teams combining for 17 service errors. And there wasn't many in set number 1, but it's now starting to accumulate. Blanchette, knuckleball across. Costi far set, not the best one. He's going to get his own swing, though. Penn keeps it up. Blanchette for Klein, and a good swing. They're going to give the point, though, to UCI.
We'll see right here, Klein fired it. It either tapped the antenna or hit out the back there.
I think it was antenna. It was all of UCI, I knew immediately. Goss ready to serve once again. All tied up at 7. Blanchette to the back row for Foley, never it out. He's up to 8.
Foley getting going. 33% hit percentage after that one right there. Coming from the back row, and nothing Darcy could do about that one. He tried to dig his feet in the ground and scoop that one up, but unable to. A point for the Trojans.
Klein does get this one across. Joust to the net. Pan, what a save. Keeps it alive. Here's Keene. Ivanovic doesn't get all of it, but gets enough of it.
And again, back to that size point, Anteaters really using their ability of finesse throughout this game. As you mentioned right there, Jokanovic didn't get all of that, but he side-spun it enough. Klein was a little out of position. Pan unable to get there. And another point for the Anteaters. Back and forth, these two squads go in the 3rd set.
Wouldn't expect anything less. A missile to the back line doesn't get there. Costi can't find it. And in comes the big man once again, Parker Tompkinson, the 7-footer. The physicality right now of this Trojans roster on the court is outrageous. Costi, here's Darcy. Blanchette can't get to it.
And that's so smart from the Anteaters. No libero out there, so they kind of finesse it over the top, and they force Blanchette to try to make a dig that's pretty hard for him to make as well, whereas in usual situations, you're able to have someone smaller snag it like Dijkstra.
Speaking of which, he's right back in. Tompkinson just tries to tip it over. There's Dijkstra, keeps it alive. Now for Keene. A long run. Here goes Aitken. Down the tunnel, keeps it alive. And system, here comes USC. Keene pins it against the net and gets it. Kiriakou went up solo and almost got, no mistake of it.
Bringing the heat, Cooper Keene just forces it past the block. USC's largest lead of the night is 2, if I'm not mistaken, in a set. Got to get some momentum going. It seems like UCI has controlled the pace, and a lot of that has been due to those errors right there.
Got to find something, anything. Keene frustrated with himself. Another service error, 11th of the night for USC. If you are the Trojans, as Coach Nygaard says, get it across, just play volleyball. Do what you do best. Great service from Wynn. Blanchette lofts it sky high. Keene gets it off of hands. And he talks about Coach Nygaard, how it doesn't have anything to do with what year you are. Senior, freshman, junior, sophomore, doesn't matter. So are you ready or not? And Keene has showed he is.
Here you go right here. Keene finding the hands of the smaller Kiriakou, and he pins a point on him.
But fully too long with the serve. That continues to be a problem for him. 2 service aces, but now 4 errors. He had those 2 aces in that long service round, 4 errors since though. Klein with some finesse. Darcy from a long way away. Foley keeps it alive. Blanchette with some craftiness of his own.
Foley using, or pardon me, Blanchette using some of Cassi's medicine right there. He skips the set and just pushes it over the net. A little tongue out action at the end. He knew he snuck one by the Anteaters right there.
He's done it quite a bit this season. It hasn't worked out for him necessarily, hitting well into the negatives, but does get one there. What a dig from Foley. Goes across, so Anteaters are going to have a chance. Costi, Kiriakou, looked like it might have gone off of Robinson twice, but it doesn't seem to matter in the end. Both of these teams aren't going anywhere. 12-12. Everyone knew that this was going to be a great home and home from the beginning of the season. Don't know if people expected it to be this great. Here's Keene one more time. That's the sound that Coach Nygaard was talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm starting to understand kind of how that worked out. In my head, I'm trying to paint the picture, but right there, I mean, that's just incredible. You could hear that from the back row at the Galen Center. Keene just rockets that one near side down the line.
Blanchette just put it on a tee for him as well. Costi, and a great job from Goss. Uses the finesse and taps it over. Sees Blanchette was holding on that back line.
There we go again, just smart volleyball. They've only rotated 8 players in. They don't have the size advantage. They lost on Wednesday, but it doesn't matter for Coach Niffen and company. Just playing really smart, playing their game, not getting outside of it.
Anteater faithful are here in bunches. Goss can't get it across. You're totally right. And one of the things about the Anteaters is the fact that they've gone to both antennas so much that it's opened the middle up. It's opened the fact that, oh, USC really needs to respect the fact that ECI can go straight down. Here's Darcy, though, once again, finesse, paints the back line. Tied at 14. Irvine hitting 467 in this set. USC, on the other hand, hitting 529. Blanchette gives it right back for Robinson, and he continues to go. So we hit 15, 15-14. USC leads by 1 in set number 3. 2 sets to none, though. The Anteaters.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, what a game it's been. UCI right now has a chance to pull off the upset on the road. And remember, the last time USC was swept at home was last year against these very UCI Anteaters, the number 2 seed in the country. Sending it to you, Andrew.
Thanks, Aiden. It's true. Klein from the back row gets USC up by 2, a commodity in set number 3.
You're exactly right, and Klein's been somewhat quiet. He finally reaches the double-digit kill mark, something that we've stated is kind of a given every single game. Starting to find himself now from that back row.
Trojans are almost hitting 600 in this 3rd set. We said that also on Wednesday. Joust in front. Foley goes down, keeps it up, and a huge block. Darcy and Wynn put down the roof. And it looks like Foley in a little bit of pain, holding the knee area. That's certainly a loss for UAC. 7 kills on the night, 14 swings. He stands up a little gingerly, but he is up. 7 digs also. He's just been all over the court.
You're exactly right. He's so versatile, and he had that injury. It didn't matter against UCSB. They finished that in straight sets, but Wednesday played such a big impact. 14 kills, season high, 41.7% hit percentage, and he does it all as well. He can get in there and dig. He had the ace on Wednesday, and today he's got 2 already.
He wanders around the back row, eats the jersey a little bit, which all athletes know. If you eat the jersey, it always ends up being a little bit better. Either way, 16-15, UCI is back within 1 here in set 3. If they can find a way to pull set 3. They can end it in 3. Konovich with the serve. Blanchette. There's Klein, and he levitates and puts it down.
Just ripped that one down. That was a bluff to Tompkinson up front. He jumped up and faked the swat, and then Klein comes over the top from the back row attack.
Cooper Keene back to serve. Played at Miracosta High School, not too far away from here. They won the California State Championship. Back set toward Darcy. Blanchette. Here's Keene and paints the back line. He's excited for it.
Just absolutely unloads on that one. Keene substituted in the 3rd set, and he's been making his mark felt. 6 kills on 10 attempts with a 40% hit rate.
Back to serve once again. USC leads by 3, their largest so far. And there it goes. Service error number 13 now here on Friday the 13th. Thank you all for joining on Big Ten Plus, with UCI leading 2-0. So it's Wynn back to serve, hitting .529 on the year. Today, though, struggling, hitting .143. Tompkinson, though, puts it into Wynn and gets the point for USC. Back up by 3. Feels like very controlled confidence from this USC squad right now in this 3rd set. Foley. No, doesn't find it. Another service error from him. He gives his thoughts with one word. Darcy a knuckleball across. Dykstra runs to get it. Klein punches it over. Here's Kiriakou, goes over and finds it, though USC doesn't love it. And Coach Nygaard calls a timeout. It's like...
Back to the point, Andrew. Really got to build your resume here with this 12-team format.
Yeah, and that cuts off the fact they have a home against, or just home against Hawaii. Klein, though, jumps up and excavates the floor with a bomb, 20-18.
And they're starting to find Klein more in that 3rd set right here. 12th kill of the day.
Hitting .560 are the Trojans in this 3rd set. Costi, and there's Goss. Anteaters aren't going too far away. So Kiriakou back to serve. 7 aces on the year. Make it 8 with the one he has today. High serve, a good one. Dykstra sends it toward the ceiling. Blanchette far all the way toward Klein. Finds the hands in front. So UNC well into the 20s for the first time today, though. It's a lead in the 20s.
Klein just feed the hot hand right there. 13 kills, and his hit percentage creeping up and up, 39.1% currently. Haven't heard a lot from Darcy on the Anteater side of things in this 3rd set so far.
It's been a while. Off the hands in front of UNC, another point toward UCI, but I'll tell you what, Andre Jokanovic has definitely picked up the slack, though. Hitting .292 on today. He just found number 11. Goss back to serve. 13 aces so far this year for him. And guys, it's dangerous at the service line. Blanchette sets for Robinson, and he continues to stay perfect. 8 for 8.
This is incredible, Andrew. Every time you feed the middle blocker in Robinson, he's successful right here. Big swing into the hardwood floor. Just sneaking it by in that middle, feeding the outsides through Klein and then working through the middle. It's something we talked about, Andrew.
And there you go. A response right back from Jokanovic. Who else? A freshman, by the way.
a freshman who's not afraid of the big moment.
No.
Prior to UCI, named Best Outside Hitter and MVP of the U19 Championship, so he's not shy of it. He goes cross court right there, and there's not a lot of times you see the Anteaters just go full power mode. And here he is again. My goodness, Andrew.
He's starting to get on a roll. Someone's going to have to find the fire extinguisher here in a second. Jokanovic continues to be dominant. Up to 13, tied for the team lead with Darcy, and time for the lead on the court as well with Klein. Robinson denied for the first time today. Klein plays the role of the setter, gives it to Foley in the cross-court swing. Trojans back up by 1. They need this set. So Robinson misses his first swing on the day, gets a high five from Coach Nygaard, but in comes Sprague. Talked about it earlier, one of those guys that just comes in at the most crucial moments in the match. And typically he delivers. Knuckleball across. There's Darcy, blocked though. I'll feed him one more time. Keene pokes it. Sprague, free ball across. Tosti one more time. Darcy denied Sprague a huge get. Foley, another free ball across. One more time, Darcy, another huge one for Sprague. Foley a long run, knocks it back, but USC can't get to it. Foley goes straight into the chairs, and he's gonna need a second.
The effort all the way around from the Trojans. You mentioned Sprague right there. He's really just such a glue guy all the way around, able to do a little bit of everything. He's got ties to UCI as well. His mother played tennis at UCI, so a bit of bad blood in the family tonight. Regardless, it'll be knotted up 23-23, set 3. And this is crucial. Again, you got the guy you want to be serving in the Anteaters, and Jokanovic.
And Coach Nygaard looks across and sees that immediately, calls a timeout.
Smart.
Very, very smart. I completely agree with you. We're going to stay here and talk through it. 2 points for UCI. If they get them in a row, it's all done. USC, they reverse swept UCI on Wednesday, looking to repeat and do the same in this home and home today. They've got a lot to do it, though. And Coach Nygaard's going to talk about it with themselves, and USC is going to talk about it with themselves. On the other side, Coach Niffin, he's doing his own thing. Finally, we'll call everybody over and want to talk about it. He's one of those guys that really just settles his team down, a calm presence. You see there, almost Riley Hain in the back. Coach Nygaard talked about him to me, said he's the best version of a teammate you can find, especially while he's injured. A quiet leader, someone that only played his first action against UCI on Wednesday. Hasn't gotten in today, likely will not see him, but just impressive things have been said about him. It's someone that USC's missed quite a bit. He's a redshirt junior. It was his true sophomore year, the last time that he got extremely notable playing time, and during that he was really strong. But USC's group right now that's out there, extremely physical. All of them love to play. UCI's group got 2 points to send USC home for a sweep. Jokanovic wants to go on a run and try to end it. Tompkinson for Foley. He's down again. And the point goes to USC. So set point for the first time today for the Trojans.
Might have got him for touching the antenna or net there, it looked like, on the front end. That was Wynn. Referee pointed for number 8 right there. As Keene's going to catch a substitution, in will come Chapin. Look right here.
Either way, here goes Chapin, set point. Back set for Darcy. Klein climbs a ladder and gets it down. USC takes set number 3. The UCI knew it couldn't be that easy.
And there was no doubt in anybody's mind in this building where that volleyball was being set to right there. It goes over the back to Klein from the Galen Center on Friday the 13th. You know, it is Friday the 13th for a reason, partner. Some things could get weird here at the Galen Center if they can pull off another reverse sweep. This is far-fetched now. A lot of work ahead of them.
Whole lot of work for USC ahead of them. Momentum on their side, though. Let's start set number 4. Keene, well strong. So a reminder, these two teams played on Wednesday. UCI took the first 2. USC hit extremely well in the third over 600. And they almost did the exact same in set 3 just now. They hit it 594. And Trojans ended up reverse sweeping on Wednesday. Trying to do the same today. If they don't, they'll get their first loss of the season. Kiriakou can't get it across. The service areas continue to pile up. It's the 10th of the night for UCI.
And it hasn't been as much of a problem tonight as it was on Wednesday. Trojans really getting bit by it so far, 14 for them.
Blanchette rides the near antenna. There's Jokanovic. Here's Klein, his first touch in this fourth set. And he gets the kill. Just smashes it down with the left hand.
Klein just goes lefty past the block right here. Nifty move over the smaller Coastie right there.
One more time. Jokanovic is denied. It's a pair of Robinson. Keene was in the area as well, but I think that was all number 17.
Yeah, and you mentioned just the pure strength and force on the floor right now, especially in that middle position.
Penn, a great job to go get there. Might not be the biggest guy, but still gets it up. Klein goes over on 2, says, let me go for it. Trojans start the run. They're on a 4-0 run to start this fourth set. UCI got the first one, been all Cardinal and gold since. Blanchette rides near antenna one more time on the serve. Here's Darcy. Thinks he got hands, and he says they did.
It glanced the fingertips of Klein. Darcy did a really good job of hitting down onto that one, putting some spin into the top of it. Klein was athletic, went up with it, and it definitely grazed the fingertips. Redirected for a point for the Anteaters.
Here's Goss once again, hearing it from the fans. Blanchette sets. Here's Keene once again. 7 kills on 12 swings. Stoic as always.
Next man up for the Trojans to talk about it. Story of the day has been no Wesley Smith in the middle, and delivering time and time again has been Robinson and Keene.
Even that, Tompkinson's been out for quite a bit as well. Pan goes flying to keep it alive. Free ball across. Costi, and a huge block. Robinson yet again, having himself a day. Block number 4.
Talked about it pregame, one of our keys for the Trojans, attack the block. Throughout these first 3 sets so far, Anteaters have been leading in blocks so far. Now they completely tie it up. It's 7-7, 7 blocks for either squad, but it looks like that duo again, Robinson, Keene, getting in there, being aggressive.
Klein's back to serve. Hasn't necessarily had the best day back there, but man, is he impressive when it's on. That one sails well wide, or well deep, I should say.
Yet his touch behind the service line tonight has been a bit off, contributing to the 15 total the Trojans have on the day.
He's got 5 to his name, a third of them. Costi brings it across. Blanchette back set. Here's Klein. I'll tell you where he hasn't been off, though. It's anywhere near the net front.
16 kills. He's coming for what he had on Wednesday night, which was 23 of them. Led all players with 27 points in that contest. Tonight, 17 on 27. Just coming from that backline attack. Getting up. He just looks like he has springs in his shoes every time he jumps.
And then he stops as well in the air. Costi set. Here's Darcy and gets the back line with a smile. So finally starting to chip into this Trojan lead.
Tell you, he's also got some hops as Darcy on that outside right there. Him and Gosi just really have such great chemistry. The rhythm from the setting.
Darcy stands at 6'10". Klein takes it up high and an ace. Jokanovic continues to have himself a day, the third ace of the day for him.
Yeah, and that's when you want to get back if you're on the outside between Foley and Klein. Looked like Klein called for it. Foley thought it was his, and they hit it out.
Klein with the bad reception, but either way, Keen's able to get it. Dykstra with a great reception, and Keen's able to let it fly.
Talk about stepping up from the bench. Keen has done his part so far. He just powers that one through the block to make it 8-5 in the set 4.
8 kills on the night for Cooper. He's back to serve as well. With topspin, oh, what a good one. Aitken able to get there. Costi a long run. Klein plays the role as the setter. Keen one more time. Up to 9.
Keen will not be denied. 2 kills and just as many points. And he goes out and gets his 9th of the day.
And puts one into the net. But for someone whose season and career high, as he's a freshman, was sitting at 4 against Ohio State. Combined, he has 8 on the total season. He's crossed that today alone with 9. Speed of number 8, win with the service, can't get it across. Another service error, and it's starting to rack up for UCI. Their 11th of the night. And for Coach Niffen, got to think about this team and where their head is at. Can't let it get too far away. Costi, and a good job, Goss, but USC keeps it alive thanks to Foley. One more time, Goss, this time makes no mistake of it.
Again, it's not often they go for the power play right up at the middle, through the net, through Goss. Just based on the size, it's been so difficult for them all day long. But right there, he was able to sneak it by, find an angle on the net.
One more time, Keen with the cut swing, can't find the line. Outside left. So UCI starting to eat into the lead. Blanchette for Klein. Great dig from Aitken. Here's Foley from the back row. Foley's up to 10. How about it? Someone who has gone down and maybe had some leg issues, but still playing great.
Fighting through it all, and he puts it away to stop the rally from the Anteaters.
Goss just taps it over. Tompkinson a long slide, but can't get there. The 7-footer's back in. And even though you have size on your side if you're USC, the speed of UCI seems to be a little bit a lot right now, and it's hard to compete in that area. There's Robinson yet again. Continues to have a great day, up to 9. There's Goss. He's started to come alive in set number 4. Blanchette sends it across. Gossi sets for Jokanovic, and he gets back on the board. First time he's gotten a kill in a while, but he's up to 14. For the first time today, Beck Weber comes in. So this will be the 9th Anteater to touch the court today. Goss, another one. A hammer gets the ace. First one of the day, 14th on the season. It comes at a great time.
Goss had 2 costly errors in that 3rd set. He comes back right there. We know he's a serve specialist. You don't want the ball in his hands if you're the Trojans.
No, you don't. You want to get it away as fast as possible. Another really good one. Dykstra finds it, though. Foley has to play the role of the setter, but Klein deals with it either way. The block was there, but he got through it. So Klein's back to serve. USC leads by 2 in set 4. It's 2-1. UCI leads. Klein with a little more finesse this time. Back set. Here comes Darcy. Blanchette does get the hand on it, but can't get it high enough. Darcy up to 17. 5 digs as well to his name. That was swing number 38 for him. Him and Jokanovic have 68 swings combined.
68 out of the 108 on the team.
Impressive stuff from them. It's just the endurance to keep going despite maybe a lack of depth of this Anteater team. How about that, though? Tyler Robinson got his first start of this year. Double-digit kills. How about that? 10 kills on 11 swings, 0 errors.
He comes out last game, plays 3 sets, finished with 6 kills, 2 blocks. He gets his first start. Now he's hitting nearly 100. And he's got 10 kills. How about it?
Real impressive. At the net, Darcy gets another one. So it's still within 1. You talk about how everybody knew it was going to be close. 14-13 here in set 4. USC with the reverse sweep on Wednesday, looking to do the same today. UCI trying to make Friday the 13th a good day. Back set, here's Keene yet again, and continues yet again. 2-1, UCI leads over the Trojans. But USC looking for another reverse sweep. Can they find it in their back pocket? Sprague trying to get the run going. And they say it goes to UCI. Initially, the back judge said it was an ace, but the chair official overturns it. And Coach Niffen had already gotten the card ready to go for the challenge, but he can walk back and put it away. Blanchette, quick set for Tompkinson. A huge block in front. Micah Goss having himself a day here in set number 4.
It's been so impressive. I mean, not the tallest squad, but Goss just gets up, puts his arms as high as possible, and somehow able to block the 7-footer in Tompkinson.
He's got 3 blocks. He's out blocking this Trojans team right now. Klein, though, nothing to do about that.
There's really nothing you can do about it when he gets in that position from the back row attack right there. It's just too easy, right down the seam.
Attack the middle. That's what you got to do for USC in this 4th and 5th. If you can get it to 5. Costi back set. Here's Darcy, his first time swinging in a while. Blanchette, long set, gives it to Klein once more, off the hands of Darcy. So Klein continues the total, up to 20 now. Hitting real well at 5-16, 31 swings, only 4 errors. Foley with the service, coming off a great serving match against UCI on Wednesday. Blanchette gives a long go to Klein. He's rejected by 3 Anteaters. They're going to give it to him a second time, rejected by 2 Anteaters. How about a third time? Punches it with the left. Costi, backside, gives it to Kiriakou with the touch. What a blocking pattern there from UCI. USC just trying to keep feeding Klein, and it didn't work out.
Third time wasn't the charm right there. He's got 20 kills on the day. Might as well feed it, but when you got 3 guys over there, might want to think about a reversal.
Donkinson with the swing and miss, and off of his hands from Goss. Goss up to 7 kills in a hurry. 3 blocks as well, and the huge service ace moments ago, and we're tied at 17. Klein's wisely tying his shoe. Somehow in the crucial moments, shoes always end up untied.
Well, it feels like truly, though, the energy is kind of gone onto the side of the Anteaters throughout this 4th set. We're back tied, a second tie of the set so far.
I give the point to UCI before the serve was even going. And Coach Nygaard calls a timeout right after. So USC wants to talk it over. They're trying to find a way to sneak into this top 4 group that's so tightly packed. That's something Coach Kniffen had mentioned to me quite a bit, is how can this team show themselves as one of those top-tier, top 4, 3, 2, 1 teams. Blanchette, here's Klein, and into the basement it goes. Tied up at 18, and that's one way to smash a mini scoring run.
That's a statement swing right there. Klein just comes from the outside. I'll do it myself right here. And you got the rotation now with no libero in there, all tied up at 18s.
We do have Sprague, though. That's one of the keys. From the back row, kept alive by USC. Okanovich finally doesn't get one. Darcy the get. Aitken keeps it alive. Keen, a diving save. Robinson just puts it across. It's going to be the swing from Kiriakou, and he finds it. UCI keeps going, and the magic of Sprague isn't working necessarily today for the Trojans. They've just been testing out the depth in all fashion. And in Kiriakou, the hammer across. Blanchette's going to have a joust, taps it toward Klein, down the line. And they say yes to USC. Coach Kniffen is thinking about possibly challenging. He walks back, but he does not grab it. So it'll be tied at 19 in set 4. A huge set 4 in that. We'll see Coach Brinkley there as well. There's Goss, and off the hands again of USC in front. UCI back into the lead. Goss has just been on fire in this latter half.
He's got a feel for USC. Career high 14 kills last game. And today he's got 8 of them on 17 attempts, but it feels like he's been all over the place.
It really has, and it's been serving that he's also made a huge impact. A service error there, of course, as I mentioned it. But has had an ace in this, but the amount has just been insane from Goss today. The other side, though, the guy you're looking to bring service pressure, Dylan Klein. He has the ball in his hands right now, all tied up at 20 in set number 4. Trojans starting to stay perfect, 8-0 on the season right now. Here's the set. Darcy from the back row. Klein decides to get it. Might have been long. Long swing from Foley. Jokanovic. One more time for him. The freshman paints the back line.
Massive swing from Jokanovic right there. 14 kills on the day. Back and forth they go, Trojans and Anteaters. It's every little point that counts.
UCI nearly hitting 110 points less than USC right now, but still up by 1. Blanchette Jumping back set for Keen, just long. And everybody immediately makes a box with their hands. They say challenge immediately. Coach Nygaard, he didn't think twice. It's use it or lose it. He grabbed it immediately. Not sure if they're saying maybe a touch or if it did find the back line. Either way, we'll take another look at it here momentarily. UCI, if it stands, leading 22-20. If it flips, we're all at 21. Another huge challenge. William, it's happened multiple times today. We'll see where the swing goes, though, this time.
Massive, and it's so interesting. It reminds you so much of the first game. Just to rewind that, Anteaters hit a season-low 22.1% on the day and had a season-low 3 aces and 17 service errors. Now they've really flipped the script today. It seems like the Trojans have been the ones kind of on the defending end all day. Their heels backed up, trying to dig. You can tell from the digs total, 44 for the Trojans, 25 for the Anteaters. And then the service errors, 17 for the Trojans, 12 for the Anteaters. Hit percentage is good for USC, but they haven't been able to create enough offensive opportunities. It feels like they've been on the defensive end a lot of the time. A lot of free passes going back and forth. And then, of course, something you really didn't expect, the Anteaters with 8 blocks on the night, really been attacking the block.
Foley has a double-double to his name as well. His second of his career from what I can see. He's had himself a night. There is a decision, and it's to be made here momentarily. Let me give it to USC. A great challenge from Coach Nygaard comes at a very crucial time. It's knotted up at 21 in set 4. USC's got to win this set or it's over. UCI, 4 points, and they can have a fun drive back. Tyler Robinson getting ready to get us restarted. Knuckleball across. Costi sets for Darcy. Off the top of the hands of Keene and Tompkinson, and a point for UCI. Anteaters trying to stop getting reverse swept for the second match in a row and beat a USC again. Blanchette back set. Here's Keene, and he gets another one. Keene just so strong today, up to 12 kills. Before this, he had 8 in combined all the other matches that he's played as a freshman. He takes a seat right now. Brad Penn comes in. Him and Johnny Dykstra have kind of traded off. Penn more of the defensive libero, if you were to say. Costi back set. Here's Darcy. Long run. Klein, a dive, a great save, but can't get to it. Blanchette was close, but not close enough. UCI 2 points from going home. 23-22, the barn burner in Galen Center continues. Beck Weber, second time he's walked onto the court today, ready to serve. His dad played volleyball at UCI from 95 to 98. But he's here today in a crucial time. Klein, the shoes untied again. He went the full 23 feet from the top of the arc all the way down to the baseline. 23-22 in set 4. UCI leads over USC. Weber barely over the tape. Back set. Here's Keene. Gets it partially blocked. Tompkinson. A diving save. Kiriakou. Blanchette. Long set. Here's Klein. And he gets it.
Here we go, Andrew. 23-23, top 5 matchup at the Galen Center to decide whether a fifth set will be played or not. And it's in the hands of the guy you want it to be in if you're a Trojan fan, in Aiden Foley. He's got 2 aces on the day, leads the squad.
Foley went off of a match that Coach Nygaard said it was his best serving performance. Was on fire at the beginning of today, already has 2 aces. Back set. Here is the swing from Darcy, partially blocked out though. Point for UCI. Match point in the Galen Center. Coach Nygaard calls timeout. 24-23 in set 4. The drama continues, of course it does. Everybody knew it was going to be close. Set 1, UCI took it by 5 points, 25-20. Set 2, it was close, 25-23 in favor of UCI. USC knew that they were going to have to do it again and try to reverse sweep. 25-23, they took set 3, and here we are in set 4. If you're UCI, this fourth set means everything. If it goes 5, UCI's in a little bit of trouble because the mindset comes back. The nightmares come back on Friday the 13th, realizing shortly ago that you were reverse swept on Wednesday. Coach Niffen, though, trying to stop it. 1 point to go.
And the biggest key right here, UC Irvine will serve after winning that point. You got to get the ball over the net. First thing, make them play volleyball, right? Pass, serve the ball, set the ball up, and make the Trojans beat you. As weird as it sounds coming into this game, they've really controlled the block, the Anteaters have. No Tompkinson, he hasn't really been cycled in as much. And of course, Wesley Smith, NPSF Defensive Player of the Week, not playing today. He had an illness on Wednesday, didn't play as well. It didn't matter on Wednesday. Will it matter today? We'll find out. 24-23, set 4, with the Anteaters 2-1 leading.
What more can you ask for on a Friday night? We say thank you for joining us here on Big Ten Plus. The clock continues to drone. As it's William Darcy back to serve, match point for the Anteaters, 24-23. 2 sets to 1, Anteaters leading. Darcy, the hammer across. Dykstra keeps it going. Klein. Here's Kiriakou off the top of the hands. And the Anteaters take it. They shake away the nightmare.